Peace, power, and prosperity, family. This is Amir, the Chicago crypto hustler, Bitcoin block, but coming to you once again. How we doing out there? How we doing out there? I'm going to be taking a look at the 24-hour review, but first and foremost, I have some very important news to bring to the crypto space. As we can see, it states that the first futures contract to pay out Bitcoin poised for a green light. So this is one of such stories that I'm going to be covering. What I'm going to do right now is share this out to a couple of groups, a couple of individuals. If y'all can, please share this out as well. I'm going to be bringing Brother D. Duncan in on the call. That way we can discuss. We talked this rising maybe about 8 a.m. 8 a.m. his time, maybe 9 a.m., 10 a.m. my time. And the discussion was very interesting. There was a lot of revelations that were brought to the forefront. And we're going to be speaking on those tonight. Now, one of the I'm talking about what you're seeing right now, being that they're paying out in Bitcoin. Remember, you've only been paid in Federal Reserve notes within the United States corporation ever. I mean, as long as you've been alive and as long as I've been alive, for the majority of those that are listening in on us. You may have some from an older generation that couldn't remember being paid with silver certificates and such, but for the most part, any and everyone's been paid with Federal Reserve notes. So with them now saying that they're going to be paying, and the choice word is pay, in Bitcoin, lets me know that there is a new form of currency finally in town, and it's not just maybe is it? No, this is kind of solidified, in my opinion, as far as where we're sitting right now. So let me know if let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, Brother Duncan. Let me know if you're ready for me to call in. Let me know if you're ready for me to call you. We can get on with this story. Brother Cruz, how we doing? Miss Ayana Baker, Miss Weeks, peace. Brother Kennedy, Brother Ben, how we doing out there? Salute to everybody, salute. Like I said, I'm waiting for individuals to check in right now. I'm sending this out to a couple of people. We're gonna be taking off. I said I wasn't going live until 6:30, but I want to hurry up and knock this out. So we'll wait for maybe 5 minutes before we take off. How we doing out there, family? Is anyone out there taking advantage of these wild swings right now? Anybody taking advantage right now, especially with the advantage being able to trade with leverage and long and short the market right now. Let me see. Brother D. Duncan, let me know if you're ready for me to call you. Let me see. Am I not seeing? I'm not being able to see the chat. Let me see something real quick, family, because I'm not seeing any type of comments coming through. I don't even know if D. Duncan realized that I asked him something. So give me 1 second. Let me try to get over here on another app and look at Facebook and see if it's allowing me to pay attention to what's going on. Give me 1 second. Let me see something. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here real quick. Okay, there we go. There's everything right now. There's everything. Now I can see. Okay, I bet. I'm about to call you now, my brother. About to call you now. So what I'll be doing now is calling Mr. Duncan on the line in order for us to go through, because he's been outside the country, so he's seen how fiat currency and how monetary systems have worked outside of the United States. And I think that's key when we're speaking about fiat and cryptocurrency and the future of money in our monetary system. So I'm going to be calling that brother now. Hopefully you can hear him on the speakerphone. I'm hoping you can hear him on the speakerphone. Hey, peace, brother. Peace. How you doing? Okay. If ones can let me know if you all can hear Brother D. Duncan as well. Let me know if y'all can hear Brother D. Duncan.
Yeah. Check 1 2. Can everybody hear?
Yeah. Please let me know if y'all can hear him. Let me know if y'all can hear him before we take off. I want to make sure that he's able to be heard clearly. So let me know if he can be heard, family. Let me see. I got some thumbs up, but I don't know if that's for.
I'm on it, man. It's coming through.
It's coming through clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kick it off by just going through the story, who was actually brought to me by brother Duncan, who's currently on the line right now. He sent this to me, I believe, yesterday, last night, or the night before. It may be, no, it came out on the 20th, so it had to be, yeah, maybe a day or two ago that he sent this to me. And at first, with me running around doing what I was doing, I wasn't able to look at it. But the minute I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, this right here is serious business right here. So it goes on to say, this is coming from Wall Street Journal. I've been saying over the past couple of days, when we see such stories coming out of Forbes, Investopedia, more major stream investment platforms, and they're catering to a individual or persons whose tax bracket is way far exceeding that of the normal American. You got to understand that they're not telling these people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for no goddamn reason. You know what I mean? I've been saying it for a while now that there's a great transfer of wealth going on right now, going from analog to digital, meaning we're going from cash over to cryptocurrency or digital currency. I mean, they've already had the American people dealing with digital transactions when they got you using big debit cards and credit cards. The simple fact is you can't break down how you're using that debit or credit card. It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. They can make this fairly simple for you to utilize and use. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be as complicated as they make it seem, but they have to keep it complicated in order to keep the control. If you truly knew how easy this shit was, you would be able to do this yourself and be your own bank, and you wouldn't have to rely on the powers that be to go ahead and put this in your floor. So let me go on with the story. It is entitled, you still with me, Brother Duncan?
I'm still here.
Okay, it's entitled First Futures Contract to Pay Out in Bitcoin, Poised for Green Light. And I want any and everyone that's watching right now, can you tell me a time before that you've been alive when a federally regulated, not only federally regulated, one of the largest stock exchanges in the world has paid out, or any type of federally regulated company, corporation, whatever the case may be? Have you ever seen anything within the United States jurisdiction pay you in anything other than cash, anything other than Federal Reserve notes? In my opinion, no. So for them now saying that we are going to pay you in Bitcoin, I mean, what sense does that make? When we really sit back and we think about the dollar value of BTC, right? Would you want to be trading contracts and them paying you out in those contracts as the price of BTC goes down? Does that make sense to you when you're looking at it from a viewpoint of, the dollar is king, cash is king? Does that make sense for them to pay you out in Bitcoin while the price is dropping, unless Bitcoin is going to be the currency that is used in the long run? Because that would be the only reason that I could see them or an individual even joining or signing up to be paid out in the currency that some are saying is dying. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But it does make absolute sense when you look at it through the eyes of this is the new world currency. This is the direction that we're headed in. So let me get on with the story. Let me quit babbling and going on. Let me go on with the story. Coming out of Washington, it says the first futures contract will pay out in cryptocurrency rather than cash as expected to soon get regulatory approval. The contract, launched by New York State Exchange owner, and Brother Duncan, if you see anybody comment or anything, any type of questions, while I'm reading this, I'm not able to watch the chat. So if you see anything that needs to be questioned, you know what I'm saying, with you being in on the call and listening in and watching, you're able to, communicate with the crowd for me until I'm over to come back over there. It goes on to say, Bitcoin futures allow investors to bet on the price of cryptocurrency. Other Bitcoin futures contracts exist, but they pay out in dollars, being USD, United States dollar, or Federal Reserve notes, which is just a note, a promise, nothing more. The effort has received backing from major corporations such as Microsoft Corp and Starbucks, which is that alone, Microsoft and Starbucks. I really wouldn't even need any more backing for people to get me to try to believe in anything when I got, powerhouses like these two getting behind it. It goes on to say the effort has received backing from major corporations such as Microsoft and Starbucks, which have longer-term goals of making cryptocurrency transparent and regulated enough to allow customers to use it for retail purchases, such as the Starbucks latte. Once digital assets have more trust and regulation, people will be more comfortable using digital assets as currency. Listen to what they're saying. They're going to be using the digital assets as currency, not in, what's the word I'm looking for? In place of or as alternative to. Because a lot of people, when you see that these companies are accepting cryptocurrency, a lot of people will say, well, they're just transferring it directly over to cash as soon as they make the payment. There wouldn't be no goddamn reason for Bitcoin. They're adding another payment system just for you to pay with another currency in order to transact it right back to Federal Reserve notes. Why would they recreate the wheel? You can just continue using Federal Reserve notes and continue using debit and credit card. Just to even solidify that, the United States never once had to even allow Bitcoin to be, number one, traded institutionally, coming through the CBOE and the CME. And they never, And it's just too much leeway they're allowing this new form of currency for it to be just some pipe dream. You know what I mean, brother?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just going on with the story, it goes on to say, I'm gonna reiterate what they said. Once digital assets have more trust and regulation, people will be more comfortable using digital assets as currency, meaning we will be trading assets as the currency, like we once did with gold, silver, spices, whatever the case may be. It goes on to say, following an extraordinary run-up in Bitcoin prices last year, the CME Group, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Inc., the world's largest exchange company, and the CBOE, which is the Chicago Board of Exchange Global Markets, Inc., operator of the biggest United States options exchange, both launched futures on the cryptocurrency in December of last year, correct. So you got the world's largest exchange company and the United States' biggest option exchange company, both saying, fuck it, excuse my language. I'm saying, you know what, we'll deal with Bitcoin, come on. While everyone else is the naysayers and saying, no, they're like, check it, and that's all that matters is for those two names to come step up to the plate and be like, look, we'll take the reins. I don't need anybody else's approval. You know what I mean? It says, since then, the outlook for cryptocurrency has dimmed considerably. After peaking around 20,000 last December, Bitcoin's price, their price, not Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin's price has dropped over 80%. And when I say that, I mean, if you bought one Bitcoin at $20,000 and then it dropped to 10,000, hell, 5,000, even where we're at right now, $3,000. As long as you haven't sold, you still have that one denomination of Bitcoin that you bought originally. So in actuality, you didn't lose anything. A lot of people like to say, oh, I lost this, I lost that. So we'll say right now you bought in at 20,000, it's down to 3,000. One would think what? Well, no, it's down to 4,000. One would think they lost 16,000 United States dollars, correct, Brother Duncan?
Right.
But how can you lose something that you traded shit over a year ago for 20,000? You understand what I mean? What we have to comprehend is when we make these currency conversions, we are transferring one version of currency over to another foreign version of currency. So it's almost like when you leave the country and you go somewhere, and we'll say you go from United States dollars over to pesos. You have pesos now. You don't got United States dollars now. You don't have to think in the concept of, even when we do transact over the pesos, who's really over there holding pesos looking like, oh shit, the peso dollar is dropping versus the USD. Let me get out of pesos. You're not. Because what you're over there using is pesos. So when we look at a world that's going into a cashless society, and start looking up the word cashless and see how much it's been used and how much is being thrown around. When we move into a cashless society, in fact, I did a story not too long ago where they stated that cashless stores were making those with cash. No, they said the cashless stores were being biased versus the poor. So if you have a cashless store and they're saying they're being biased versus the poor, who is the poor, Brother Duncan?
The common people.
The common people with what to spend? Cash.
Cash.
So that means you could have came into my store with 50,000 United States dollars in your pocket. And you could have felt you was a baller, whatever the case may be. Look, and here, that shit's worthless. I care not for your dollar. You understand what I mean, Brother Duncan?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when go ahead.
This is something here that is definitely eye-opening, especially if you note the time in which we are in at this very moment, when the market is basically melting before everybody's eyes, the ones that are actually paying attention. And the fact that this futures contract is to launch and be approved next month in days, in a matter of days, not months, but a matter of days as the markets are starting to melt. I find that timing very impeccable.
Hey, it's no strange happenings in the universe, my brother. Nothing happen by chance. Nothing happens by chance. And as he said, as we see the rest of the economy and the markets melt down, because remember, the first meltdown was what? Cryptocurrency started going down, then, the Dow started going down, and then everything was dropping simultaneously. And then what happened? Who rose up out the ashes? None other than Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I'm talking about at an alarming rate. That jump we did from 31 to 4,100, that wasn't no cupcake-ass pumping dump. You know what I mean? And we haven't gone back down from that original pump. So where's the dump at that we were waiting for? I mean, there's been countless introverse head and shoulders throughout this whole run we've had. You know what I mean? Let me finish up with the story. That way we can go ahead and go back and forth with our commentary, because Brother Duncan is bringing, even though I'm able to articulate myself and my opinions on what's going on with world currencies and whatnot, I have not traveled outside the United States. So I'm only talking from the aspects of somebody who has studied that outside of the United States, not actually been able to go over there and, mingle with the people. Brother Duncan, on the other hand, has traveled the world. So he will be bringing personal opinion and firsthand knowledge of how the world monetary system works and how fiat is looked at, as well as the United States dollar and maybe even cryptocurrency in other countries. Let me go ahead and finish up with the story real quick. It goes on to say, once digital assets, okay, blah, 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 blah. And this is what they're talking about, back. And look, real key. Chief executive of the ICE cryptocurrency business, dubbed the back, pronounced back, meaning we got you. This is backed by us. Like, man, hey, look, man, that's serious. That's so just the wording that people use and how they twist, okay, this is back. But, man, I don't know. I guess I'm too big on word and symbolism. Anyways, it goes on to following an extraordinary run-up. Okay, we read that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, after peaking around 20,000 last December, Bitcoin's price dropped by 80%. Federal regulators are investigating possible manipulation in Bitcoin markets, which, whatever, the Wall Street Journal has reported. The CME and the CBOE futures contract were seen as a big step forward for the once fringe asset gaining wider acceptance on Wall Street. Both of those contracts settle in cash, meaning the owners receive US dollars rather than Bitcoin when the futures contract ends. And I'm going to stop right there, Brother Duncan, because when they came out with this and I started speaking on it, and I was trying to get people to comprehend, like, look, that means this company had to have bought Bitcoin originally, correct? And they are the holders of Bitcoin, and they're going to allow the people to trade in that Bitcoin, but we're going to pay you out with the Federal Reserve note. We're going to hold Bitcoin, so we're alleviating any type of risk you may have because we're going to pay you out with the phony baloney money, but we're going to hold the real currency right here and let you do whatever you want because at the end of the day, we're paying you out with monopoly money. So I think I gave you an example earlier, Brother Duncan, whereas if I don't even want to get into it. But that's basically what they're doing, man. You know what I mean? They're like, look, we'll hold this. You ain't got to worry about the volatility. We'll pay you out with dollars. You can go be rich off of that and, be a millionaire and buy Lamborghinis, but we're going to hold this and you have no. And I'm like, so they're going to hold a currency that could likely go to shit and let us get paid in the Federal Reserve notes? Nah. They're never going to give you the keys. They're always going to hold the Holy Grail. You know what I mean, Brother Duncan? And when they did that, I said back then, like, man, with them holding Bitcoin with the futures, that's what they want. It's the BTC. They do not care. Look, a company that's a billionaire made company, millionaire made company. Do you really, really think they're trying to buy Bitcoin at 20,000 in cash? I mean, at 3,000 and cash it out at 20,000? Like, do you really, really, really think that they're going to let it go? Unless they're going to buy in on a dip. That's the only way I can see big corporations and companies selling any of these cryptocurrencies is in order to buy in on a dip and accumulate more. Because if Bitcoin is going to be a world currency, and there's only 21 million to go around, and there's so many billion people in the world, wouldn't you want to have some cryptocurrency before it runs out? You know what I mean? When we speak on the use case of certain cryptocurrencies and the price of them, when we look at the Ethereum, I'm going to use Ethereum and Waves as two perfect examples because you need each in order to operate on those blockchains. And both have the options of doing smart contracts. Once again, if those who don't know what a smart contract is, I'm going to give you a real simple breakdown. Think of a vending machine. When you go to a vending machine, it has a product, you have the cash. It has a product, you have the cash. You want the product, you type in the number automatically, no middleman, no cashier, no nothing. You type in the number correlated with the product that you want. The machine's going to ask you for a certain denomination of Federal Reserve note or whatever currency you may be spending. You're going to put that currency in there. It's going to give you what you pay for. No third party no third party. That, my friends, is one of the most simplest forms of a smart contract, and we didn't even know it. A smart contract, you know what I'm saying? Smart contract is a if this, then that feature, and that's all a vending machine is. So when we look at, let's say I want to sell real estate in the next 15 years, and I want to do it on Ethereum's blockchain or Waves blockchain. In order for me to place a smart contract on either one of those platforms, I am going to need an Ethereum or I'm going to need Waves. So if we're looking at the prices right now and we're not thinking about cashing those out later on for Federal Reserve notes, but actually the use case of them, wouldn't the smart thing be to do to buy them while they're low and hold on to them but not cash them out? I mean, you can always take profit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling anyone not to take profit here. What I'm telling you is to, man, wisen up and really look at the use case of this stuff and where we're going in the future. Like, man, Brother Duncan, if you can just go ahead and elaborate and try to back me up, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. What we're looking at is basically a paradigm shift. And I gave some thought to this yesterday, that the actual word currency, that the word currency, we hear it, has a historical value of being US dollar. Well, that is changing by the moment. Every year that goes by, you have, and here's what's the climate so that everybody can see on a global level. All right, I'm gonna paint a picture for everybody.
My man.
The U.S. dollar came into prominence after President Nixon axed basically the silverback dollar. Okay. After that event, that was in like the 60s. He took the U.S. dollar off the gold standard.
30s, 1932.
32.
Yes, House Joint Resolution 192. For anyone who wants to look it up, it is Act House Joint Resolution 192. Go ahead, my brother. I apologize.
But in the 60s, Nixon basically put it in the ground.
Right. Solidified. Right.
60, it was already 6 foot under, but he put the dirt on top of it.
There you go.
During that time, they sent Henry Kissinger over to the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. Kissinger struck a deal with the Arabs, the Arabian people, that, hey, you will send military protection to your region at any beck and call. In exchange for this agreement, we want you to do all contracts in U.S. dollar. And thus the petrodollar was born. So no matter where you are in the world, you can be in Pakistan, Venezuela, Russia, China, Africa, anywhere. If you want to buy oil and petrol products, petroleum products, the settlement currency was what? U.S. dollar. So that's where the value truly came from for the United States backed dollar. Fast forward to 2016, 17. Since then, you have Venezuela that has dropped its fiat currency and has already switched over to a cryptocurrency version of the Venezuelan petrol. Okay? Russia has its own contract settled in Russian money for oil. The Chinese have done the same thing. It's not an immediate threat, but the idea that other countries can buy oil and not settle in U.S. dollar debases the strength and value of the currency. So literally as we speak, because we do not pay attention to these types of things, the definition of what currency means and is transforming right before our eyes. And by the time people realize and get a sense of this happening, it'll already be too late.
Man, that's the key right there, bro. It'd be too late, man. It'd be too late for you to get in. Look, when I first got into cryptocurrency, I promise y'all, it was as easy as me using an email to sign up for damn near any and all exchanges. No ID, no taking a picture, none of that. Me and my son signed up for so much shit. My son got into a lot of exchanges that grown folks can't get into right now. He can still log into if he wanted to and utilize. So when we see how open the doors were within the last year and a half and how much they've closed and restricted, damn near strangled the way to get in this now, I'll definitely believe it's not going to be that easy to you just go to a Bitcoin ATM and get Bitcoin on your own. They're going to try to stronghold it to whereas you got to get it from us. That's what I tell you. Go ahead, Brother Duncan.
Yeah. So these are some of the things that you look at. Also, you look at the price of oil. All right. Oil has not been this low. Right now, oil is at $45 a barrel. Oil has not been this low since 2001, 2002. And the momentum, the velocity behind oil right now is there's no sign of a reversal that is imminent.
This is oil what we're looking at right now, fam. I put it up so y'all can see. Like this. Look, when you look at this, don't think of like Bitcoin an asset. Think of the world and how the economy. Yes. This is the economy tanking in front of y'all face, man. Y'all gotta pay attention. Right. I mean, it may be good, gas is low, and hell nah. Y'all gotta look at the long term. What this is gonna do to the economy. Look at this. I'm talking, man. Yeah. It's down to $45. Damn.
Yeah. So it dropped in October, and it's been on an absolute parabolic sale since October. right?
Yes, sir.
What does this? Let me paint another picture. When oil drops to these levels, what does this do to the economy? And I'm not talking about U.S. economy. I'm talking about everybody's economy.
World. There you go. World economy.
Okay. Think of Chevron. Think of British Petroleum. Think of Texaco. Think of Shell Oil. Think of Amoco. Right? All of these big oil companies. The number one thing they do when price starts to fall like this is they cut jobs. So the state of Texas right now is hurting. The Gulf Coast in America is hurting. Why? Because a big chunk of their economy, listen to what I'm telling you, is oil and petroleum based. Okay? Next thing that oil penetrates is manufacturing. Look at the GEs and the General Motors and the Fords of the world. What are those companies doing? They're laying people off. They're giving people exit contracts. They're giving them basically a few $1,000s here to leave early and retire early, so they don't have to continue to have them on their books as an employee.
Man, that's serious, boy. Man, I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all are listening and taking down notes and are going back to research this.
In these United States, Sears. Now, if anybody knows about Sears, brother, you should know. Living in Chicago.
Oh, yes, sir.
Has filed bankruptcy. Sears, bro.
Bro, hey, when I see Toys R Us do it, bro, I'm like, hey, look, Toys R Us had their own fiat currency. I mean, not for real, but come on now, Toys R Us. Packing up, it's over with. Y'all better pay attention.
Sears has filed for bankruptcy on this last leg, okay? This is how can I say this? This is one of America's pride and joy companies. This is almost like first generation corporate success story in America. Sears and Roebuck, okay? Let me go a little further. My mother shopped at Sears. My grandmother shopped at Sears. My great grandmother shopped at Sears.
What's that, 4 generations so far?
Okay, that's a lot of time. And for it to in 2018, for it to just file for bankruptcy. Where is Kmart today? Filed for bankruptcy. So what is going on with Wells Fargo? They're on their last leg. So you have Fortune 100 companies that may or may not survive this meltdown.
Right.
Depends on whether or not the U.S. government formalizes some type of bailout. It's coming, folks. It's coming.
Same thing happened in 08.
Same thing that happened in 08. So you have over in China, they started building infrastructure, had to stop building cities because, and when I say stop building cities, brother, imagine building a city and nobody's home.
Wow.
Not a soul living in the city. All of this infrastructure, nobody's there.
Lost cities, man.
Yeah. So this economy, this global economy has affected everything. These tariffs that President Trump initiated has affected trade globally.
We are at war. We at war financially speaking and cyberly speaking. When you look at the amount of hacks that has been going on in the United States, we've been at cyber war for at least, I'm going to say at least 8-9 years now. I'm going to say like good 5 years. You know, I'm trying to think back when the big hacks really started. And then even when they talk about the tariff wars, like, look up the definition of war. That's a real war. It's not just dude talking back and forth on Twitter about this, that, and the third. No, they kidnapping each other and everything, man. The young lady that just got, put in custody, the CFO of Howie, which is actually the daughter of the CEO and the founder of the company, that was a kidnapping move. That wasn't just, we arrested her. No, we holding her. This is what we want. You got your hand behind your back. But now, do you think that they're going to sit back and allow that to happen and not start snatching up people on their behalf on the other side?
Right. Right. Yeah. And to add to that, so people understand how he is, it is the #1 cell phone manufacturer in the world, especially in Asia.
Y'all hear that?
Okay.
#1 manufacturer of smartphone technology.
So let me add to this. #1, as of 2017, all Huawei cell phones that are manufactured from November of 2017 to date all have blockchain wallets on them.
Wow. Since when?
Okay. Since November of last year.
Wow. They getting ready. Okay. Good information. Good information.
Number two. Did y'all see in the news that basically Apple has been blacklisted from selling iPhones in China?
Y'all hear that?
Did y'all know that?
Hey, the bully move is getting cool, bro. The bully move, they not catching it, man.
But why did that happen? That was in direct response to that lady from Huawei, the CFO, being arrested.
I like to use the word kidnap. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, my brother. I gotta be the vigilante, man. They kidnapped that lady, man. Hey, this was a big political move. I'm talking about Trump went over there, signed the paperwork with these people. After he signed the paperwork, she coming through the airport in Canada, snatch up. Like, yeah, the U.S. wants you. Come on, cuff move. You ain't going. You thought you was going home? Nah, come over here. We still want some stuff. And it's a negotiation. It's a negotiating move. It has nothing to do with she violent. No, this is all negotiated. This is all commerce, family. The world is ran on commerce.
It is. And those who understand it profit. Those who don't suffer.
There you go.
And that's really where we are right now with this. This is no game. I try to keep it kind of light with the commentary that I provide on my personal page, but this has never happened in history. We think 2008
was nothing. 08 was nothing compared to what's coming up. I posted I think you cut out, Brother Duncan. I posted a movie not too long ago, a couple of days ago, called The Big Short. I suggest everyone go watch that movie. Get you a Black Laws dictionary. For those that may need a Black Laws, I do have one available, PDF file. I believe it's the 1st or the 4th edition. You can go ahead and hit my inbox. I'll send that to you. But I suggest you all go watch The Big Short and take notes. I suggest you all go watch that movie, The Big Short, and take notes. Because that movie right there, I'm talking about The Big Short right now, Brother Duncan, speaking on the 2008 financial crash. The Big Short is basically a movie where were certain individuals that shorted the financial mortgage market, the real estate market, excuse me. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, you still there with me? Okay, bet. So I suggest everyone go watch The Big Short and see exactly what, man, I'm talking about people killed themselves over there. I mean, not even that crash. What was the other crash, 1964? There's been about 3 crashes, correct?
64, I think,
in fact, hey, interestingly enough, my brother, they coming out with a movie called Black Friday that has to do with that market crash in the 60s, starring Don Cheadle. Y'all check out that, and it's crazy, man. Ain't no strange happening. It ain't out yet, but it's on its way, brother. And it wasn't no strange happening. They started bringing it out when I started talking about it. Not me personally, but when we started talking about markets crashing and all that, then here comes this preview for this movie about a market crash. Black Friday, and it's too coincidental. But go ahead, my brother. I'm loving the information you bring to us right now.
So yeah, these are some of the things that we tracked. I knew this was coming 3 years ago. Okay, how? Because I'm in the financial arena. I have a 15-year history in real estate and finance, and so I have access to people that tell me things. And when you understand that most of the money that was in real estate is parked on the sideline right now, no big company is buying anything commercially. No big company is buying anything residentially right now on both levels. And when I say both, I mean billions of dollars of transactions. This is not happening right now.
Wow.
Okay? Why is this happening? What is causing what is causing the stock market to crash? There's a reason why it's crashing. In 2009 or 2010 of the last crash, the Federal Reserve and all those boys on the hill over there came out with an economic growth platform or program to boost the economy. It was called ZIRP. You can look it up.
What is it? I'm gonna bring it up for the family.
ZIRP. ZIRP.
Here we go. Zero interest rate policy, my man. Ha.
Right.
I'm gonna read the definition for the family just so that we're all on one page. ZIRP, or zero interest rate policy, is a macroeconomic. Remember, you got micro and you have macro. Macro is on a larger level. A macroeconomic concept describing conditions with a very low normal interest rate, such as those in contemporary Japan in December 2008 through December 2015. Y'all, hey, look, this is shit they don't let y'all know. We was fucked up from 08 to 15. We're really still down in the dirt. But man, look, nah, real talk, brother Duncan, because I'm gonna show something else. Remember the stimulus packages came out, right? Do we know what a stimulus package is? A stimulus package is a package of economic measures put together by government to stimulate a floundering economy. The objective of a stimulus package is to reinvigorate the economy and prevent or reverse a recession by boosting employment and spending. Basically, what they did when Obama put that stimulus package out, we was fucking crashing. So he printed up some more paper, some more monopoly money, sent them out to everyone, because I got some. Sent them out to everyone and had everyone go and spend money so it would give you the illusion that the economy was flourishing because we were doing commercial transactions. But it says it is to reverse a recession. So were we in a recession and they didn't tell us? Are we still in a recession and they're not telling us? Just a couple of things I want to bring to y'all attention. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, so you have the 0% interest rate. What does that do? All right, you go to where does the corporate America get their money? The Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So most people don't know the big companies that we have been raised to work for pay you off lines of credit. Okay? They don't have the money. They borrow the money at 0%.
Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
Okay? Think of Amazon, right? They get this money and they hire maybe 10% of people of the money that they borrow from the Federal Reserve. What do they do with the rest of the money? So buy back the stock from the public and inflate the price of their corporation since 2008 until now, earlier this year. When you see the Federal Reserve chairman or anybody in that seat that's associated with him come out and say, we are going to increase rates, who does that affect? That affects corporate loans. So no longer can a corporation, big or small, gain access to loans. Loans is money in America, okay? No longer can they get at 0%. So when you can't get lines of credit at 0%, what do? What's the response? You start laying people off.
Thanks.
Okay? When you don't have access to free money or liquidity, what happens? The corporate money starts to seize up. And that flows where? Right into the stock market. The stock market has been crashing since January.
Y'all hear that?
Since January. You can pull up the chart. You can look at it on a monthly.
Which one we pull up, my brother? Which one we pull up? S&P, Dow? Which one we look at?
Dow. You can look up at the Dow. It started crashing in January. Okay?
Yeah.
So these are the things that happen, and this is the reason behind the crash, because there's no liquidity available to these companies, all right?
Hey, there's one other thing I wanted to bring to their attention. When we go back and we look at crude oil, it was some, because October 10th was a big day that October 10th was a very big day that I seen. Let me show you something that I just seen when we were talking about this. So this is October 10th. This right here may be the one that broke the camel's back. You see this dip right here where we had to move, the exponential moving averages finally hit across right here. Now I'm gonna show y'all something. Remember, October 10th. Remember this. Look at the Dow. I'm about to show y'all something real interesting. October 10th. Look at that. October 10th. That's when that big crash. Let's look at the S&P 500. Look at that. Look at the 10th. Hold on. I'm not done. Let's look at Bitcoin even. Let's see. Let's look at Coinbase. Let's look at, where are we at? September, October. There it is, the 10th. That was another big dump that before all of this, that last big dump we had was on the 10th. Now, I'm going to show you something that I seen, my brother, when I was trying to see, like, because I'm like, if fucking Bitcoin's crashing, the S&P's crashing, the Dow was crashing, I'm like, where's the money going? And I had to look, and I'm going to show you what I found, my brother. I'm going to show you what I found. We look at silver, and we look at the 10th of October. Well, the 10th going into the 11th. This is the 11th of October. We had a nice pump. If we look at gold on the 10th of October, right here, look at that. So when we look, all you gotta do is follow the money. Look where the money went. It left Bitcoin, left S&P, left down, and went over to precious metals. Where do people put their money in panic? Gold and silver. And ever since the 10th, look what's been going on with gold, my brother.
Yeah.
So all it takes is for y'all to follow the money, man.
That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Yeah. So that's really sums it up, man. By the way, these are all facts. It's not my opinion. This is all study. This is all conversations that I have with CEOs and people that are in some pretty high-level places. I just happen to bring it to the common people so people have some understanding of what's going on.
And with you even spitting out those credentials, let me first say that I'm humbled and honored to be speaking on the phone with a brother with such credentials, being, you know, just the average Joe from Chicago with no type of degree or, you know, certification in damn near any arena, financially speaking. You know what I mean? I mean, just to be honest with you, the only thing I ever went to college for was music production when I wanted to be a rapper. You know what I mean? So for me to be now able here to help people out financially and articulate myself and hold a conversation with somebody such as you and hold my own and not, you know, come out sounding like a jackass, you know, that speaks volumes in my opinion.
All of us, you know, we all just here to level up, man, you know. And I want to say something to people. Whether or not we believe this is happening.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank
this is going without our participation, right? So what is our response emotionally? The last thing you want to do is be scared. There's no reason to fear all of these things. It's going to happen. The question that everybody should ask themselves is simply this. Somebody's making money off of all of this. Do you know how to make money off of it? Or will you sit back and let 2008 happen to you and your family again?
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. Very hard. I hope y'all taking in what he's saying right now, man. When we were speaking earlier, Brother Duncan, I spoke on the fact of we've been babysat and pampered so much over here in the United States that right now, if you were not able to go to your local grocery store and grab groceries, what would be, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, my family, we even with my youngest, we got books that we look at and we identify plants in our common backyard that could be used for food, health reasons. I mean, the majority of backyards in Chicago got burdock root growing right in the backyard, and that's some shit you go to the health store and you're paying top dollar for. And it grows right in your backyard. A lot of the things that they tell you that are weeds are actually helpful, very helpful to you. You know what I mean? So just understanding that we don't even have a common concept to survive without the help of the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people are going to, and this is hard to swallow. It's going to be a lot of fatalities not in a sense of being killed, in a sense of perishing for lack of knowledge and not being able to sustain. Where are you going to get water from? Where are you going to get water from? I mean, I've seen my significant other cut open an aloe vera plant and use that for moisturizer on herself. Like stuff like that. When you see stuff like that, man, it's like, wow. When an average person only knows to go buy aloe vera from the store, let alone just grow the plant in your house. Everything they sell you right now, I'm gonna tell you like this: everything that is commercially sold to you in a form of living is given to you free from the earth, from food, water, land, every air. They make it. Think of the things that you pay for on a bill. You pay for your air, you pay for your water, you pay for your land. Everything that's free, they make you pay for in some way, shape, or form. But it does not have to be. It is easily for you to grow your own garden. You know what I mean? Hunt your own food. It's easily for you to go and build your own domicile. And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, but one should know how to build their own versus having to borrow. And this is another thing I'm going to be going over one day with everyone, you know, just how finances work, how the mortgage works, how money works, because no one in this United States actually owns their house. You're borrowing the house from somebody. So at any point in time, the government could come and kick you up out of there and be like, look, we're confiscating this. This is the property of the U.S. of A. Well, not the U.S., not the U.S. of A, but the U.S. And then what are you going to do? Tin it up. That's why I tilt my hat to those that are homeless, my brother, because regardless of what y'all want to say, they ain't got money, they ain't got the flash shit on, them are survivors. Because how many of y'all could sleep, especially in Chicago, man, with these weathers, with this hawk out here, bro, this cold. I could ride down Lakeshore Drive and go up under the viaducts and see people sleeping up under there. They weather in that storm. But you know what? They found a way to survive. So when all else fails, and this, you know who the market crash is not going to affect? Those who aren't even worried about the market, i.e. the homeless.
Yeah. No, you're right. So there was a question by Latiria. She says, what is your advice going forward?
Okay.
Great question.
Very good question.
First of all, let me just say, neither one of us are licensed financial advisors.
Thank you.
We don't.
You're breaking up, brother. You're breaking up. What'd you say? You're getting broke up. Let me reiterate. He's basically telling you all that we are not licensed financial advisors. We are not financial advisors. We cannot give you financial advice. We are not tax advisors in any way, shape, or form. We cannot give you tax advice. What we are doing is merely two guys kicking back ideas and information in finances and economics. This is not to be taken as any type of financial advice. This is only to be taken as a form of entertainment. That is it, and that is all.
Right.
Okay, he's back. Okay. Go ahead, my brother.
So the question that I'm gonna answer your question first. The first step is anyone that's listening to this particular Facebook Live. If you have a substantial amount of money held in a 401k, an IRA, a stock, a mutual fund, a bond, liquidated, immediately call your financial advisor on Monday morning and cash it out.
Wow, you serious, my brother?
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's hard.
So if you go back to the chart, go back to the Dow. If the Dow Jones falls, it's literally a retracement, right? 60% from where it is. Can you tell me where that is on the chart?
Okay, hold on. Let's see. From where we're currently at right now, we got to drop 60 more. Okay, let's see. If we drop 60 from where we're at right now, %60 would be right. Hold on, let me mark it right there. So let me. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. Let me clear my screen up a little bit. I got too much stuff over here. Let me clear this up. There we go. Let me get rid of this. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. That 60% drop right there.
So if you have a 60% Now, Joe, do you want to keep your money in the stock or bond or mutual fund or 401k? So if you have $100,000, if let's say you have $100,000, right? And it reduces by 60%, do you want that?
Brother, more so than that, I think people need to get a comprehension level of what even afford. Because this is what I do know. There's a lot of us that are operating in a fiduciary position that know not how to. Meaning that we sign contracts every day, don't know what we're signing. Put our name on things every day, don't know what we're putting them on. 401ks and retirement investments. There's a majority of us that have signed up for these things and know not what the hell they are or how they operate. People throw the word 401k around just to sound smart. This is just my opinion, but it's the truth. People sit down all day and talk about shit they have no comprehension level of. Just to be in the know and be, you know, part of the in crowd. Nah, you don't even know what the hell's going on. Because what you just said was a mouthful, my brother. And a lot of people are going to hear this and be like, oh, dude's fucking crazy. I'm not liquidating my 401k. The government's got me. I mean, it's comical, but it's facts though, and it's sad, my brother. It's sad that, man.
I'm glad you voiced that because I want people to understand what happened.
Hold on, you're breaking up again, my brother. I want to make sure that you're clear before you speak on this. You're breaking up again. I want to make sure you're clear.
Okay.
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can. Yes.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this in the chat. 60 minutes did a 401k fallout video back in 08.
Oh, okay. I know exactly the video you're talking about. Let me pull that up for them. You're talking about that flash crash, right?
Yeah.
Let me.
Posted it in the comments.
Okay. Let me go grab it. There we go. Hey, I watched this one day. I'm talking about my heart was beating for them. Like, bro, hey, I'd have been caught in flash crashes like that with crypto, bro. Where I've lost no lie over $1,000 within a matter of 14 seconds, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was the first and the last time I ever took a hit like that, but it happened. Hold on, let me come back over there real quick. Let me bring. I'm gonna bring it over there in 1 second, family.
Man, oh man.
Okay, I got two that I'm gonna bring. Let me hit yours real quick. Bring this over here to the chat. Let me copy. Oh no, I don't have to copy. Okay. Now the only thing, and for some reason I don't know why Facebook's been doing this. It has not been allowing me to hold on. Where does it say? Okay, there we go. It hasn't been allowing me to. We can watch the video, but it may not allow us to hear it. So let me see. Hold on. Hold on. I know what's going on. Let me turn my mono, because this right here always happens with this laptop. Give me 1 second, Brother Duncan, because it's totally, the sound totally went out. Man, I don't know what's wrong with the volume over here, but it keeps going out. But you can explain what we're looking at, Brother Duncan.
Yeah, no worries. I posted the link for it so people can watch it on their own there.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the reality of the situation. Once this market comes down, there's no insurance that's going to back your 401k.
Nope.
There's nothing. You lost. And so that's why we started a little while ago letting people know, hey, call your financial advisor and cash out your paper assets.
Hey, bro, that's major for you to say. Like, man, for people that know what that is, like for him to say, get out the way, that goes against probably everything you've been taught growing up. Because I believe we've been taught that the 401k is a safe investment. Am I correct?
Yeah.
The government does have your back. Am I correct?
No.
No, I mean that's what we've been led to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the we was raised on that 401ks, pension funds, and IRAs were all going to be here as parachutes for our latter years, so that we could retire. But I mean, there are pension funds that have been liquidated. Look at Detroit. Right. Those people have all that pension money and can't touch it. So there are some around this. How the government responds to economic crisis. From the cuts that took place, and stimulus packages that took place. Did the American people get any of that liquidation?
No,
that
sir.
Liquidity? No. It was all designed to insulate the corporate infrastructure of this country and globally, so that they could survive. And they didn't put anything in place so that we as people, regular common people, could survive. So this time around, we're taking it to them and saying, okay, you're going to play this game, but guess what? We're going to play it too. We're going to short everything. We're going to learn how to level up just like the institutions do. We're not going down with the ship this time.
Right.
We're going to ride the wave down.
Right. And just to back up what you were speaking on about how we trust full-heartedly and don't have a comprehension level, I'm going to read a short excerpt out of my book, The Puzzle, The Enigma Behind Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency. If anyone interested, this is available via donation, the Cash App. Inbox me for details. But I go into not just Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in this book. I break down sort of how the banks and the financial systems work. So this is what this is out of the chapter Out of Chaos Comes Order. It goes on to say, Bitcoin was created in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, where a number of banks and other financial institutes failed across the world and had to be bailed out by their governments at the taxpayers' expense. Yes, we ate up the debt. One term that we should be familiar with is fractional reserve banking. This is all in my book. As an example of this, let's say you give the bank $10,000. The bank doesn't actually keep it all. It is allowed to legally spend up to $9,000 of your money and keep only $1,000. In the United States, reserve requirement or percentage of net deposits that the banks are actually required to keep in liquid financial instruments is generally 10% for most banks. Do your due diligence and research this. I tell people all the time, don't believe anything I say. For example, if a bank's net worth is $1 million, the bank only needs to keep $100,000 on hand at any given time. So basically, banks stay afloat solely off of your money. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, if every customer at the bank where you're banked at wanted to withdraw all of the money at the same time, it would be impossible because your bank doesn't have it. A bank can quickly become drained of all its liquid funds. So why not become your own bank, I say? It goes on to say, this leads to what is known to many of our parents and grandparents, depending on the age of the reader, great-grandparents, as a bank run, where the banks fail because they are unable to fulfill all of its customers' withdrawal. This is in part what led to the Great Depression. And it also just happened in Greece, if I'm not mistaken, where people were trying to, they closed up the bank's ATM machines. One more excerpt I want to read about the FDIC, because I've had a lot of people come through me, hey, the banks, hold me up to this much, $250,000. Look, and this is on their website. You can go .gov, whatever the website is. I put it on my in my book. I think I put the link at the bottom. After the Great Depression, the government created the FDIC, or the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is supposed to guarantee the customer's deposits at the bank up to $250,000 per account, correct? But as the FDIC itself acknowledges in the above document, it only holds enough money to cover just over 1% of all the deposits it insures. So if a bank reneges on over just 1% of all deposits, the FDIC will not be able to cover them. And they do not have to, because it says so in the paperwork that you signed when you gave them your money. This is one of the biggest reasons for those in the know for the mistrust in the fiat currency. And I ain't going to go too much more. But this is the type of information that I have in my in my book, family. It's not just, oh, this is Bitcoin and this is what it is. No, I'm breaking down shit for you and letting you know, look, this is why it's here. This is why it is important for us to comprehend. So anyone interested, you can hit my inbox and let me know if you want a copy of the book. But go on, my brother. We can continue.
So if there's a global.
Hold on, you're breaking out, bro, brother. Let me get you back in. Hello?
Okay.
There you go. You're clear. Go ahead.
I was saying, so if so that people can readily identify what's going on, if there's a global economic recession or collapse happening right before our eyes, we should see signs of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me point out some areas in the world that you can look to and see that this is happening. Look at Venezuela.
Thank you.
Okay? Most people don't know what in the world is going on in Venezuela. Imagine a country, okay? An entire country, not a city, not a state, the entire framework country, Venezuela. On the shelves. The money, the currency is so debased in that country that they use it to make purses. They fold the paper up and make purses and wallets out of it. That's how bad the currency is debased there.
And I want everyone listening right now to understand this is why they market the dollar, an object, a piece of paper, to the American Negro at alarming rates. That's why you see them pushing these pictures of guys with big wads of money to their ear, and I got the money telephone, and you know, the strip club videos of money getting thrown everywhere because it's fucking worthless paper, and they want you to be in love with it and hail it as king so that they can dump the shit off on you like they've been doing. As they sit back and use credit and buy assets and hold property, we the only ones. I'm about to go in. We the only ones running around with $50,000 under the mattress, $100,000 buried in the backyard or in the forest preserve that's dying a slow death. We the only ones. Look, money was made to be used by poor people. I just want you. I'm gonna leave that out there. Money was made to be used by poor people. That's a fucking fact.
All right. So the next place that you would go, look at what's going on in France.
Not money, cash. Let me clear that up before we go on. Not money, not legal, legit money, which is gold and silver per the United States Constitution. I mean Federal Reserve notes. Cash was made to be used by the poor people. My fault. Go on, my brother. I just want to clear that up.
Yeah. So you look at France and the turmoil that's going on. It's so bad over there that the police are siding with the citizens and joining the rallies.
Wow.
The same thing is happening in Italy. Same thing's happened in Greece already. Okay? You have the UK, London Bridge, Big Ben is exiting the European Union by way of Brexit.
Look, Brexit, for those that are not familiar, is a portmanteau of Britain exit, is the impeding withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union. It follows the referendum of the 23rd of June 2016, when 51.9% of those who voted supported the withdrawal, meaning they're saying we don't want to be part of your country anymore, which is very, very, very interesting. When we look at how the structure is right now, we think that stuff like this is impossible. Brother, I shared a story not too long ago where Chicago is trying to disassociate. So I forgot the word they used, but they're trying to break away from Illinois itself and make themselves their own state.
Wow.
Like, man, this right here, they're trying to, man.
Yeah.
Serious business.
So these are all signs that validate the things that we're saying here is when you see these happening, it's not just, that's not normal for London to say, all right, we're going to reach out on the European Union. Ask yourself, why is it that you exiting the European Union? Could it be by chance they see the writing on the wall, what's happening in Greece, France, and Italy? And that's why they're leaving. So March of 2019, between March and April of 2019, we'll find out if they finalize the exit of the European Union. If that happens, my friend, my brother, short everything.
Short, hey, I'm gonna reiterate what he just said. If this exit happens, my man just said short everything. That means bet on the downfall of everything commercially tied down right now. And I could damn near 100% agree with him. I agree with him. 100%. Like, bro, you just don't know how, let me not say anti or none of that stuff on here. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. So those are the key earmarks that you can look at and look at time and current situations to figure out all is not well in the world, and we have economic instability. And this is why I think this is why, brother, Amir, that you see at a fever pitch, Asia building infrastructure on the blockchain and in crypto. All of this stuff culminates, and I think they have the pulse of what the answer is going to be. Most people don't realize that China and most of Asia owns most of the mining for Bitcoin.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Most of the largest crypto exchanges are where? They're not in the United States.
Nope.
Huobi is not an American company. Huobi is over where? In Korea.
Yep.
Where's OKEX? In Korea. Where's Binance? In Hong Kong.
Yep.
In Malta.
I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show them 4 different Bitcoin charts in 4 different regions. The first is gonna be Binance, which is basically global. The second one's gonna be Huobi, which is Asia. The third one's gonna be Polynex, which I think is America. Because I want to show Korea. I want to show Korea, Japan, America, and global. So that would be what? Binance, Huobi, Polynex, and where's Kraken? Is Kraken
That's European.
That's European? Okay, yeah. So it's not Kraken. Is it BitMEX? I think it's BitMEX, the one I want to look at.
Bittrex. You want to look at Bittrex?
Bittrex?
That's the US.
Okay. Okay, no. Bittrex is US. Okay. Okay, that's Bittrex, Bitcoin, BTC, USD. Let's look at Binance. That's Binance. BTC, USD, and you'll see a difference in these markets too, family. In fact, some you can actually use to, what's the word I'm looking for? To tell what's going to happen in the very next. Meaning, let's see right now. Okay, look at these two. Look at these 2 maps. Look at this. Look at. Oh, this is BitBeam. My fault. No, this is Bittrex. Oh, that's Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking like, what? Hold on, real quick. Let me get Bitcoin put up over here. USD. There we go. Bittrex. There we go. We got Binance, Bittrex, Bitstamp, and let's do Huobi. If they allow, it might not allow. Let's look at Bitfinex. But these right here are pretty much the 4 regions that not control, but the 4 regions that's competing right now in Bitcoin. So you got global for Binance, which any and everybody's trading on. You got Bittrex, which is pretty much US. Bitstamp, which is Bitstamp's Japan.
Yeah.
And okay, that's what I wanted. Who is Korea? Who is North Korea? What exchange market is that? That's the one I was looking for, man. I want to think got it on here. Is that available on? No, I should be available. But go on, my brother. Go ahead and keep expounding.
Yeah. So that's Asia is literally spearheading, technologically speaking, crypto. A lot of projects, blockchain projects, are coming out of there. The backing that they have with some of these companies is astounding, right? And so you have on one hand the Western world struggling. You have Africa in the middle of all of this with all the resources, and there's a great bit of stress and tension to get to the resources there, while leaving out the original title owners, the owners of the resource. In Africa, we're talking about, you go to Liberia, Goodyear, and all of these rubber companies have corporations and manufacturing plants in Liberia stripping the rubber trees in Liberia. Okay? You have your precious metals